Nikolai never belongs to those category of aspirants who set a goal and ambitious of grabbing it. There are different kind of people. Just like Amigo brothers, they had a dream to be the lightweight champion of the world. They were traveling to their goal to achieve it, and they were trying to help others, and these two were respected by the people all around, and it is quite different from our Nikolai, and help others for others to come on their way. And Nikolai is not such a man. They leave footprints, and these kind of people leave their footprints on earth for others to follow, and they help others to be great. They are not self-centered, they are large-hearted, they have a mentality to spend for the poor people if they achieved. And these people are ready to spend money for others and for the poor profusely. Whereas his brother Ivan is a Samaritan. Now, it was about Nikolai, his character sketch. Now let us go to his brother Ivan, and he is a Samaritan, entirely different from Nikolai in values, in thoughts and outlook. In his look, in his thoughts, in his values and discipline, entirely different from Nikolai. And he has some utopian ideals of social justice, equality, fraternity, freedom, and so on. Ivan has got some utopian idea of social justice. There should be equality, fraternity, universal brotherhood, freedom for all, justice to all. This kind of ideas he is there cherishing in his mind, and he wants to realize those goals. It is very difficult to materialize them in this egocentric world where people are led by their ego. People don't allow others to show their talents and potentials. Those high ideals like justice, equality, fraternity cannot be realized, that he knows well. According to him, true happiness is a mirage to Nikolai, who built it from the misery of others. Nikolai thinks that he is happy inside this estate as a landowner, but he is not happy. Real happiness he doesn't experience. Why? Because his happiness is built upon the misery of others. So many people he might have offended in his life. Ivan is a Samaritan. Samaritan is a biblical term, a good, decent person. Okay, and these two brothers are entirely different, pole apart from their nature, character, everything. But such a realization strike him only at the night of the visit in Nikolai's estate, and when he look back now, he feels dejected and wasted, and that he could have done a lot to society. You can see these kind of people around. I'm like him. You may be like him. You want to do good, okay? And but you are not doing it. In your mind, you are good to help others, but there is a lagging always. Okay, and only in the later years of your life you realize I could have done much to the society. That night was a turning point for Nikolai. All those ideals are there in his mind, but he didn't practice it in his life, and he was lazy enough, he was lethargic to practice those ideals in his life. Only in that night he understood the value of those ideals and practicing it. Now, when he looked back into his days gone, he feels disappointed, dejected, and he feels that he wasted all those years and he could have done a lot to the society. Now he is aged. And like many of us, he himself is to blame for this lethargic procrastination for his atonement. He himself is to be blamed. We have to blame him, like many of us. We have this longing inside to do good for others, but we don't. And like many of us, this man we have to blame for this lethargic procrastination, for his atonement, for his correction. Being one with nature is there in his spirit when lured by greenish beauty and rain bath. But this man is a lover of nature and he wants to be constant with nature. That's why he is enjoying wildly. If he is enjoying those moments, that means that this man is a humanitarian. And with the reasons cited above, the gooseberries in the story are people with a different mindset and lives with diverse tastes, sweet for some and sour for some. And there are some reasons we have discussed earlier in the first and the second year paragraph. So we can come to a conclusion that the gooseberries in the story, it's symbolic. Gooseberries, it is life itself or the people we see around. So in the story, these gooseberries are the people with different mindset, different taste, different ideas, different attitude. And life is sweet for someone and sour for some other people. So this symbol also denotes that human happiness is a hypnosis inciting the subconscious fancy and ignoring the conscious injustice around. And this symbol, gooseberries, it indicates, denote means indicate, that human happiness is a hypnosis, a hypnotic illusion, an unreal world. Happiness is an unreal hypnotic state of mind that inside subconscious mind, that ignite, that stimulate your subconscious mind and its fancy and thoughts, and ignoring conscious mind. The conscious mind where we are ignoring all the injustices around. That is precisely why it tastes sweet for selfish Nikolai. When Nikolai achieved his dream, he feels he is the happiest man on the globe. Those gooseberries he eats, the sweetest for him. And at the same time, the same gooseberries Ivan is eating, but it is hard and sore for idealist Ivan. Ivan is an idealist, a person who wants to correct the ways of the world. The story is set in the backdrop of the disintegration of the social system in Russia after Tsars. In 1800s, the Tsar emperors, they were ruling over the whole Russia. The feudal system was predominant, disintegrated into pieces. And the communist regime came into power. Okay, and in that particular social scenario, this story is taking place. That's why the story is set in the backdrop of the disintegration of the social system in Russia after Tsars, and the protagonist, the main character of the story within the story. The story is within the story. Actually, here there are two stories. And the story told by Ivan about his brother Nikolai. That's why it is a story in the story. However, the protagonist, the central character is Nikolai, And this character is perceived and presented through the eyes, through the perspective of his brother Ivan and the veterinary surgeon, and the perspective, the viewpoint about Nikolai of Ivan may be correct, may not be correct. It is up to you, the readers. Okay, in a nutshell, real happiness comes from doing good. Only doing good, real happiness comes to your mind, and being just to others and merciful to others. Be just, be loving, be compassionate, be merciful, be sympathetic, be empathetic to others, because we are all the creations of the most benevolent God. The God is merciful. The God is kind. That is why we are all enjoying every moment of our life. The breath that you take every second, if it is taken away from you for a second, for half a minute, you will be dead instantly. And that is the mercy, bliss, the grace the Almighty God is showering on us. And we are all the creatures created by the Almighty, the omnipotent, omniscient God. And He is merciful. And naturally, it is our duty to show mercy to other fellow beings on this earth. The greedy people and selfish are suffocated inside the glass mansions of silent misery and broken soul. And you may see the rich people, wealthy people in their huge houses, glass mansions. Okay, when you look from outside, they may look happy and content, satisfied. They are not. Their familial bond is broken. Their peace of mind gone years ago. Okay, they may be having most expensive cars. They are traveling inside, but in vain. The husband and wife may not be having cordial relationship between them. If there is no peace of mind, if there is no family security, what happiness are you going to talk about? So this is happiness. Try to show mercy to others. So this story is speaking volumes about life and its depth and its layers. Okay, this appreciation review will be helpful to you in answering those questions from this lesson. Thank you.